all of you did performance capture, is that correct? And so, can I ask, I mean, this is a question to any and all of you. Do you find it really helps influence your performance that you get to sort of theatrically act what you're doing rather than, I suppose, I mean, when you do voice acting, you're still acting, but people only ever hear the voice. How do you find performance capture goes along with that for your own experience? Anyone? Anyone want to come in on that? Neil?
Twitch/Neely Roberts. Josh does a huge amount of, in fact, you're in Aquaman and lots of other things, which I can't remember. The thing is, I've spoken to Josh about this before. They often don't credit the people doing the motion capture in movies, and yet Josh has worked for months and months on these huge movies. Josh, why don't you?
Yes,
you let it
thank
out.
you, twitch.tv/Neil Roberts. I think it's a very different discipline, and I think one of the very many skills of doing performance capture, especially because I think for most of us this was our first foray into that, is sort of having to conjure so much from the imagination, and especially in the early stages, we didn't really know a lot of things about how the final thing would look, and they'd say, you're looking at a map, and you're saying, is it a huge map or a very small map? And they'd say, play it like it could be both, because we don't know. And you go, okay, great. And it's just amazing to see kind of from a small motion capture room just outside London to the finished product. It's crazy.
Because you did the voice motion capture for Ketherick Thorne, didn't you?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So, because that's voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Yes. Yeah, he did an amazing job.
He didn't come to a small mocap studio outside of London. Cheap swine. No, it said, we'll get you to do it. That still must have been very cool, because now your performances are merged.
Yeah.
Basically, you're J.K. Simmons and Aquaman at the same time.
Yeah, I suppose so. But at least Baldur's Gate credited the motion capture performers. No, it was. It was honestly such an honor to be asked, and J.K. Simmons just has such a presence in his voice that's amazing. And when Larian asked, it was just the greatest pleasure. And there were times what they'd do is they'd play the line, so you listen to it, you kind of get it in your head of it, and then you just sort of physically mime as they play the line. But there were times when he'd say something, and I'd go, and they'd be like, did you miss it? And I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I missed it. He's amazing. Let's go again. I was so distracted by his voice.
Are you sort of miming along to it, or sort of muttering to yourself while it happens, sort of doubling it, or are you just listening and sort of just imagining how it would look?
I don't think you intentionally mime it, but you do find yourself miming along like a really bad sort of lip sync for your life.